Well, praise the Lord, everybody. It is good to be back for our second week here in June for our Bible study. I mean to tell you, it's June the 12th already. Can you believe it? We're almost halfway done with the month. Whew, where has the time gone? Don't rush it too fast, because remember, this is Men's Month, and it is my birthday month. So I've been celebrating all month long. Listen, we're excited today because as we're talking about Men's Month, number one, I want you to like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share so other people can get this. If you're enjoying it, share it so other people can get this as well. Remember, we're in Men's Month, but this Saturday, yes, June the 15th, we got a barbecue lunch. The men are hosting a barbecue lunch right here at our main location, 105 North 85 Parkway, here in the beautiful city of Fayetteville, Georgia, 30214. And we're looking forward to seeing you. We're here from 12 to 4, and I know they're going to have activities, some games and stuff, so we're going to have a fun time. And we are going to eat. We're going to eat, and we're going to eat well. And so that's from 12 noon to 4 o'clock. See you in the building this Saturday from 12 to 4 o'clock. Looking forward to having a great time with the men. And then the very next day, June the 16th, guess what? It's Father's Day. And we celebrate fathers here because we have great fathers here at Christ Temple. So thank God for all of you and looking forward to celebrating that. Now listen, on last week, because remember we like, comment, and share, Last week we started our series about Adam or Adam. The name Adam or the title Adam means mankind. Last week we talked about Adam's identity. God gave him his identity, and when God gave him his identity, he was able, according to Genesis 1, to name all of the cattle, the fowls of the air, everything. He named every animal because he had his identity. But tonight, we want to go a different route. Tonight, we want to talk about Adam, or Adam, but his assignment. Do understand, assignment is things you are given to do. Before you're given to do something, you must know who you are. That's number one. Know who you are, identity. Then assignment follows identity. It is horrible, horrendous, when we find people who get their assignment before their identity. Because now they put all the weight and pressure on what they do instead of who they are. Been guilty of that. Been guilty. When I didn't know who I was, my assignment was what I made important. But when I discovered my identity, I could be by myself. I'm good because I know who I am. And so now I can flow and flourish in my assignment. Let's look at Adam right quick. In Adam's assignment, Adam had multiple assignments. And in life, you don't get stuck on one assignment. As you grow, as you move in life, you have multiple assignments. This assignment that Adam has is given to us in Genesis chapter 2. Now, Genesis chapter 1 is a general view of creation. It gives us Adam and Eve, their charge. But in Genesis chapter 2, it goes back and gives us more detail, because there we find where God starts with Adam, and then he then creates Eve later. Adam first, Eve later. So Adam had an assignment when he was in the world by himself. When it was he, the animals, and God, Adam had an assignment. Yeah, he had it. In Genesis chapter 2 and verse 15, God put Adam in the garden to dress it and to keep it. Adam's first assignment, number one, Adam had a house, he had a garden, he had a place to stay, and he had a job. Before he had a wife, before he had children, he had a place to stay, provided by God, and a job provided by God. Ooh. Last week he had identity provided by God. This week he has a place to stay and a job, all provided by God. Now, we understand in the progressiveness of life that, yes, God leads and directs us to where our jobs are. And if he hadn't led you and directed you, maybe that's why you're miserable. Maybe that's why it's not working out. Don't just quit. Don't you do that, because you still got to pay your rent. You still got to pay your mortgage and your car note. But you ought to be praying. Start praying. God, direct me to where I need to be. And God, don't let me leave off this job until I'm already working. I'm going from one job to the next. I don't need no breaks, because I don't need no break in my check. I need to keep working. So be detailed in your prayer to God. So in his assignment, let's jump to the assignment. His first assignment in Genesis chapter 2, because God, well, his second assignment, because his first assignment, he named the animals, because he knew his identity, right? Yeah. His identity gave him the ability to give identity. Ooh. Your identity gives you the ability to give identity. I'm going to say that one more time. That thing fell in my spirit. Your identity, knowing your identity, gives you the ability to give identity. All right? Because he named animals, right? So now he has an assignment. What's your assignment? The assignment is a work thing. It's a consistent thing. God has given him an assignment. He gave him a place to stay. He put him in the Garden of Eden, a place to stay, and then he gives him a job to that place. He says, dress it and keep it. Now, when you do the research from the English translation, it's not dress it. It is care for it. God says, care, nurture, maintain it. So when you care for something, you don't just handle it any kind of way. You put your hands lovingly on it. You nurture it. You mature it. And God says, this is your assignment, Adam. I've given you this whole garden, but I'm giving you the ability to care for it. I'm giving you the ability to maintain it. There is no assignment God will give you that you don't have the ability to care for it and maintain it. Ooh, I felt like running in my own self. Whatever God has given you to do, he has equipped you for it before you got it. It may not feel like it. It may not look like it. You may feel like this is too much. If God gave you the assignment, he has given you the ability. Now, your ability and your skills may need to be developed, but it's in you. Say it. It's in me. It's in me. Put it in the chat room. What I need is in me. God has already, oh, that thing got good again. What I need is in me. God has already given you. Adam came fashioned, conditioned for the assignment. You don't look nowhere in Genesis chapter 2 where God say, okay, let me go back and add this skill to him. Let me go back and add that skill to him. That ain't nowhere in Genesis chapter 2. No, chapter 1. God tells him, care for it. Maintain it. Because I've given you, inside of you, that ability to take care of, to maintain it, to nurture it. That's Adam's first assignment. He gives identity to the animals, but his assignment now, take good care of what I've given you. Do we hear that, men? God is saying to us, take good care of what I've given you. Don't be looking at me to maintain it. I gave it to you. I made it for you. I designed it for you. I fashioned it for you. And I'm leaving it in your hands. The assignment is in your hand. Don't be praying, man, asking God, well, God, no, he's already given you. We got to do the work. We putting all this pressure on God, what God's going to do while we sitting there waiting. Waiting on what? He's given us the ability to care, to nurture. Now watch this. Adam's individual assignment, Adam's assignment to nurture and care is the prerequisite for his assignment as a husband and a father. Oh, God, have mercy. See, God is building us layer upon layer, foundation upon foundation. But if you miss your identity, you can't identify what's around you. If you miss your identity and can't identify what's around you, then when you get your assignment, you're going to be confused because you're going to identify things that you don't need because you don't know your assignment. You don't know your assignment because you don't know who you are. So your identity is crucial. Knowing who you are is crucial to your assignment. So you don't get your assignment and your identity mixed up. And so his assignment to dress and maintain the garden, to mature, to nurture, to care for the garden, is the prerequisite to his assignment as a husband and a father. Well, how do you know that? Because the assignment as a husband, remember, because now in Genesis 2, God put him to sleep, and God takes the rib out, makes a woman, fashions her, and Adam go like, whoa, man, woman. And so now Adam has a woman, and God, he makes this woman his wife. God does not perform the ceremony. Adam does. Adam says, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. But he does it, and God witnesses it. God does not stop it, so he allows it. He ordains it, right? And then God has told him in Genesis 1, in the general account of the creation, be fruitful and multiply. But if he don't even know how to care for something, how you going to be fruitful? How he's going to multiply? See, because being fruitful, you can be fruitful and not reproduce. Because you can be good and excellent in your assignment and not reproduce that. Because when he was reproducing, they were going to bring forth children. When you reproduce, you put inside the ability or share your ability with others how to do what you do. Now, the gifting is of God. The calling is of God. But he uses us to help mature gifts and talents in others. And so if Adam does not get his single assignment as a single man, being able to dress it and keep it, how is he going to handle being fruitful and multiplying? Because you can be fruitful without multiplying. You can do well for your individual self and not impact society, just impact yourself. One of the things that someone shared with me years ago, they said, yeah, he's great in himself, but where does he reproduce like himself? With that ability of administration, where's the next person? And so I had to learn how to then reproduce. I knew how to be fruitful, but I didn't know how to reproduce. So just because you're doing a job well, fruitfulness, don't mean that you're reproducing, making more of that. When we get taught to evangelize, that's making more of us. And all of that comes from learning how to be fruitful, but you can't be fruitful until you learn how to dress it and keep it. And so in this lesson today, I challenged you last week to pray about your identity, but now pray about your assignment. God, what am I assigned to in this season of my life? Because what you were assigned to in the last season, the last week, the last year, the last month, the last decade may not be what God has assigned you to at this point in your life. And only you can know that by spending time with God. So your prayer is, God, what is my assignment? And God is speaking. And God speak to me in a way that's clear and I can hear it. And stay in your lane. Once you discover your assignment, for whatever reason, because Adam's assignment as an individual, dress it and keep it, he added to that. He didn't lose it, but he kept it because he had to now be fruitful and multiply with the wife. So now his assignment was added on to. He didn't get rid of it because he moved into being a husband. He still had to dress it and keep it, but now he had to be fruitful and to multiply. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about. The first assignment with Adam is to dress it and keep it, because you're going to have to be able to dress it and keep it. Listen, thank you for checking in with us. My 15 minutes is gone, but don't forget, we're in the building this Saturday, June 15th, 12 to 4 o'clock. And then also Sunday's Father's Day. Celebrate fathers. Yes, celebrate your dad if he's alive. Celebrate him. Without his seed, you couldn't be here. And so then, of course, we're excited about All Month, Men's Month. Listen, if God is telling you to sow a seed, It's on the screen, sow a seed. If you desire to know more about our church, I'll tell you, our time is gone. See you.